What do you want to become when you grow up? How many of us have been asked this question before? Well, how many of us knew the answer to that question the moment they were asked? Let me ask you this. Who here have been pressured by peers or parents to feel that the end goal of their 12 years of compulsory education is to enter an Ivy League university, such as Harvard, Stanford, MIT, Yale, Columbia? Who here thinks that entering one of those Ivy Leagues is the definition of success? Last question. How many of us here take at least one extra class outside of school to prepare for school exams or the essential requirements of university applications, such as the SAT, ACT, or TOEFL for some people? Okay, quite a lot. But sometimes I wonder, are those really the necessities to become successful? Maybe some of you would say yes at this moment, but before you make your final decision, I'd like to introduce you to somebody. My mom. Born and raised in a small village in Shanxi, China, as the third daughter of her family, my mom has faced prejudice and discrimination from the moment she was born. For centuries, the misconception that boys are genuinely superior to girls has been spread across China. In my mom's village, patriarchal views dominated. Not surprisingly, I would say. Especially towards families where there were no boys, which you could probably guess was my mom's family. At least for a little while, until her little brother was born when she was 10. Throughout her childhood and upbringing, my mom faced innumerable moments of prejudice simply because of her gender. Those satire comments from her neighbors left a deep impact on her. Nonetheless, she proved to them that it is possible for women to escape and break traditional and biased beliefs of society. Skipping 2 years of middle school, at the age of 17, my mom received an offer from the best college in the province, as unexpected in most, if not everyone's eyes. My grandparents excluded, of course. Frankly speaking, she did not intentionally skip the 2 years of middle school. She only did that because she was deceived by some random guy that she could save 2 years of tuition fee if she went to that high school introduced. With the thought of saving money for her family, my mom agreed to do so. But she soon realized that it was fraudulent after she attended the school. The school was so broken inside that it wasn't even a proper high school. It was just a place where there were teachers, but nobody really cared if you learned anything and graduated or not. Despite being tricked in this damaged school, my mom knew if there was a way for her to live a better life, it was to graduate from here and attend university. There were no alternatives. And in order for her to do that, she needed to work hard. As simple as that. But at the same time, it really wasn't that simple. She couldn't understand a single concept of what the teachers taught in high school since she skipped 2 years of middle school. It was like listening to a sealed book. I mean, how would you feel if you skipped 2 years of middle school and attended high school right away? Anyways, she was always the first one to arrive in the classroom to ask teachers questions and was always the last one to leave the classroom to complete her assignments. She was never ashamed by her lack of knowledge. Instead, she worked twice as hard as everyone else. By doing these every single day, she soon caught up to the pace of the class. And guess what? When it was time for the final exams of high school years, she was the only one in that high school to score high marks and actually graduate from that school. Like I mentioned, she then received an offer from the best college in the province. She had strived for this success for years by studying and working twice as hard as those around her. She ended up being the only person in her community to be accepted by that college, and likely the first one. At this point, you may think that her receiving this offer to a great college indicates her undoubtable success. But it's not. It's the fact that she was able to break the conventional beliefs on women's capacity and potential to strive for a better life for herself and her family. She consistently proved to people who doubted her based on her gender that she was more than just a stereotype. As a result, she has been able to provide her family a generous living standard. That is why she's considered successful. She did what she could independently to fight against and prove wrong those damaging perspectives on women. As her daughter, I have benefited immeasurably from her achievements in life that imperceptibly shaped my value systems. Her success in life illuminates and guides my sister and I in various aspects of life. It was not an endpoint or a single achievement she made that matters the most. It's the fact that she found fulfillment in the process of pursuing her goals, which is the ultimate definition of success. It is not about how much money she makes, nor is it about a social status she holds. It's about her doing all she could to break the prejudices and obstacles women face in her community. But what's more is that her story should be heard in hopes to encourage women in her community and even outside of her community to pursue their dreams and be like valiant soldiers to fight for their rights, like she did. These are what have defined her success. As Vera Wang, the famous designer for the elegant and sophisticated wedding dress and haute couture collection, stated, "Success isn't about the end result. It's about what you learn along the way." And I totally agree with that with all of my heart. If there was one thing all of you here had to take away from today's speech, I hope it is this. Thank you.